Good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. It's 9:53 a.m. Price of Bitcoin currently at 91.22. I wanted to give you guys a quick analysis for the rest of the weekend, just so you guys know what to look out for, what I'm looking out for, and so you can enjoy your weekend in peace, right? This is one thing that we preach in the Cryptosomniac community, is being able to find balance between your life. What matters really is, your family, your time, your sanity, and then, being able to make some money in these markets, right? So let me give you guys a quick update, okay? And hopefully, if you enjoy this update, you'll give me a thumbs up, write me a comment, or come join the Cryptosomniac Advantage community, where you see all these locked channels available for your viewing with a ton of information on a day-to-day basis, okay? So let's get to it, okay? So what we see so far, folks, is nothing but this ascending triangle pennant looking thing that's being created. And if you want to kind of make that pennant a little bit tighter, you could draw it like that, maybe even like that, where this key lower high is right there. And then, you can even tighten it up like this. And you can say, hey, maybe we're, tightening up and coiling up a little bit more. But in large part, this is really the whole thing that's happening right now, right? This movement right here for the last maybe 2 days or so now, So basically, folks, if you watch my previous videos, right, there's a couple different things that we're looking at. Aside from that ascending triangle that I just showed you earlier, you could see that we are basically consolidating right under this resistance, okay? This resistance right here, folks, is the first area where short stops reside. And as I've told you guys before, okay, when it comes to shorts, holding down the price all the way over here, right, in this entire area, when you see this kind of consolidation happening, especially with the volume dropping off, what is basically happening here is that supply sellers right here are trying to push the price down, but they're not able to do so. And every time you could see the sellers try to push the price down, price creates a higher low, a higher low, and a higher low. What that basically tells us is the buyers are basically absorbing everything that the sellers from over here are trying to sell. Meaning that at some point, the sellers are going to get exhausted and these buyers are going to drive this price up, okay? So while this is playing out, I'm more confident. I would say I'm about 70% confident that we should be looking for more upside. Now, if you're looking to go long, right, the best way to go about this is like this, okay? So you could have, enter long right there. You could have your stop below this first wick or the second wick. It's probably safest if you have it below this third area, because I would figure that, if anything, price could come back a little bit lower, maybe test, these lows right here, but it's probably not going to break this one. And if it does break this one, that means we're probably headed down much lower, maybe towards, this pennant area around 89.25 or so, okay? So it's best that, you can maybe set your stop below this wick right here. Again, not investment advice. That's just how I would play it, right? Alternatively, okay, what you could also do is you could wait for a high volume breakout above this key high right here. Okay, that key high is right now around 91.75. So let's just say 91.80 to be safe, right? Because you might get wicked and this thing might come down again. So if you see, let's just say a 15-minute or 30-minute close above this area right here, right around 91.80, you could consider going long as well. And then you could start targeting these X's. Okay, remember, as I've told you before, these X's have the stops for the short positions residing. And I would say that if we start breaking past the first X, we're probably going to take out the second and the third X, okay? And the fourth X is a little bit trickier because it's way up here around $9,800. But the third X is right here around this base, right here around $9,500, $9,600. Okay, and as I've told you guys before, right, if we start looking at this chart right here, here's why 95, 9600 is so important. This is that blue box that comes from way back here around June. Resistance, support, 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 becomes resistance. So you can see all the way across the board, this is a key pivot area for price action. So I would not be surprised if price smashes up into this area and then comes back down again, okay? Now if price, let's just say, blasts through this area straight up and then it starts using it as support, then we're probably pushing up, much higher, okay? That is what we need to see, this kind of movement where we move up, use this area of support properly, and then push off, okay, for $11,000 or $12,000 targets. Until then, this is resistance, okay? That's just a basic rule of technicals, all right? Now, if you're looking to go short, again, you could look at it like so, where you can just short here. You could place your stop above where this wick high is, because just in case price pushes up here, you know that there's probably going to be a short squeeze, right? So right around 92.75, 9300, you could place your stop for your short position, and you could ride this down to this green box right here. That'd be your first target, and all the way to this black box right here, that would be your second target, okay? I personally don't think it's wise right now to short, but again, I'm just giving you guys options, okay? The fact that this thing is consolidating like the way it is, and you see volume overall going down, that to me kind of tells me that this is potentially a reaccumulation and absorption happening. And then once this consolidation breaks out, I probably figure it's, going to go, like I said, take out all those X's that I've lined up, okay? Now, if we start looking on this chart right here, I've drawn two different channels, okay? Two different channels to look at this as, touch 1, 2, 3, and now a fourth touch right there, okay? So this descending parallel channel is the larger channel at play. And then there's this ascending channel that's also at play. And you could see price is doing its best to try to close, nice strong 4-hour candle outside of this larger descending channel, okay? I would probably figure that once we start breaking out of this descending channel and this little flag that I showed you earlier, this thing right here, right? I would probably expect more accelerated movement to the upside, okay? And another way you could look at this is you could just use this area right here before we dropped off as a main area of resistance. So that's around 9,500 to about 96.64, okay? So again, that matches up with our area that I told you about right here, right? All the way up here in this blue box, okay? So remember that, there's different ways to look at key support and resistance levels, one of which is, what I just showed you earlier. So I hope you do utilize this information for your best interest. One thing that I do want to point out is, if you are someone who follows Skew, which I often do, I love their data and their analytics, you could see that BitMEX, Deribit, and even Coinbase, whether it's spot volume or perpetuals, right? You could see the lowest amount of volume is typically on the weekends, Saturday, right? Sunday, usually, you can see a pop in volume because the new weekly is about to open, and then CME also opens right around 6 p.m., I think, right? 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So Deribit is Saturday is calm. BitMEX Saturdays are calm. Coinbase Saturdays are calm. So you can see I don't expect a whole lot of movement today. If it does happen, be very wary because it could be a trap, okay? Let's take a quick look at the XO chart data, okay? Not a whole lot happening on XO, still at 915 million open interest. Pretty much flagging, as you can see. Decent positive delta and even negative delta absorption right here. We had a negative 111 million right there sold, but still bulls bought it back up, right? So you could see for the most part, bulls are really just defending this area as much as they can, okay? They are trying to do their best not to let prices fall lower. So I would probably say that the chances are higher, like I said, around 70%, that I do believe we should be looking for a break to the upside, okay? And you have, like I said, two different ways to play your longs, right? So I think that's pretty much all I have. Don't really see a whole lot of walls set up in terms of trading light over here. Let me see here. There's this one up here around 92.50 or so. That's a $12 million wall. So yeah, I mean, it's very possible we get to that and maybe reject. And that kind of falls right in line with, defending this area right here where the short stops sit. Okay. So it's very possible that we get to 92.50 and then pull back again, But again, one step at a time. We do want this area to be broken around the X if you really want to go for a short squeeze. But until then, anything could happen. We could even have a fake out like this. We could go up, but then come back down. Okay. All right, folks. I hope you enjoy this content. I know you have now levels to look forward to. Come join Cryptosomniac. Go to the discount that you see in the YouTube description below, or you could click on the Discord link where it'll take you on the free side of the community, which is this community discussion. And I hope you guys come join. Enjoy your weekend and set your stops tight. All right. Cheers.